It's 2:17 a.m. Your phone lights up. Not a meme, not a notification. A message that makes your stomach drop. Bro, it's bad. Call me. And in that moment you feel it, that cold shift, that invisible pressure, that season turning against you. This is where most men lose years, not because life hit them, because they responded the wrong way. They start talking, explaining, posting, venting, looking for sympathy. When your season turns dark, your mouth should get quieter, and your inner work should get louder. Because power doesn't live in noise, power lives in capacity. Welcome to Rewired Reality. In today's video, I'm giving you a framework that rebuilds men when life gets hostile. How to survive negative seasons without collapsing. How to stop leaking your energy into the wrong places. And how to build the staying power most men don't have anymore. This isn't motivation, this is identity engineering. Let's start with the rule that separates men who rebuild from men who spiral. When pressure rises, stop broadcasting, start building. You don't need more conversations, you need more capacity. Because capacity is your internal savings account. And most men are trying to survive adulthood with a balance of zero. Here's the first pillar. Your words are expensive, and the more you waste them, the cheaper you become. A man who speaks too much eventually becomes a man nobody listens to. Not because he's wrong, because he's common. Scarcity creates weight. If you want authority, your mouth can't be uncontrolled. So hear me, speak less, build more. And the second pillar is even more dangerous. Your attention is expensive. Your attention is the steering wheel of your destiny. Where it goes, your life goes. If your attention is trapped in drama, lust, comparison, outrage, gossip, and endless scrolling, your destiny will drift into drama, lust, comparison, outrage, gossip, and endless scrolling. Not because you're cursed, because you invested in it. So stop cheapening your attention. Stop donating your focus to nonsense. Stop feeding your mind with things that make you weaker. Because attention isn't just what you look at. Attention is what you become. Now let me tell you why this matters in real life. There are seasons where you can feel it. Money starts disappearing. Health starts declining. Your house gets tense. Your wife goes quiet. Your child starts acting out. Your confidence starts shaking. And you don't even know why. You just know something is attacking your continuity, your stamina, your remaining. In those moments, most men make two mistakes. They talk too much, and they build too little. Or if you're a man of faith, they complain too much, and they pray too little. Same failure. They spend all their energy describing the fire, instead of building the strength to walk through it. So here's the first execution rule. When you sense a negative season, minimize discussion. Not because you're pretending, because you're protecting. Every time you talk about your pain to the wrong person, you pay a fee. Sometimes the fee is peace. Sometimes it's clarity. Sometimes it's confidence. Sometimes it's your marriage. Because the wrong listener doesn't heal you, they amplify you. You need to understand this. Not everyone who listens to you is for you. Some people listen to collect information. Some people listen to feel superior. Some people listen because they love drama. And you will bleed your best years trying to get safety from unsafe people. So I'm going to say it clean. If your support system produces weakness, it's not support, it's sabotage. Now, circle check. If the people around you love gossip more than growth, they are not your circle. They are your ceiling. If you have friends who spend 10 minutes building you and 2 hours feeding you poison, cut it off. If you have prayer partners who gossip more than they pray, cut it off. If you have a group chat that keeps you stuck in victim energy, cut it off. because you can't rebuild your life while staying loyal to dysfunction. Here's the truth. Environment is either fuel or friction. And most men are trying to change while living inside the same environment that made them weak. That's not courage, that's delusion. Now let's get to the core of the whole message. Build capacity. Say it like a man. I build capacity. Capacity is what you draw from when life hits you at 2 a.m. Capacity is what stands up when motivation is dead. Capacity is what keeps you from snapping, numbing, escaping, or quitting. Because one day something will hit you and you won't have the energy to figure it out. You will draw from your residue, from your bank, from what you stored in secret. And if you stored nothing, you will collapse. So what is capacity in rewired reality terms? It's not mystical. It's 4 things: silence, strength, standards, brotherhood. If you build those 4, you become dangerous. Not violent, dangerous in the way your life stops breaking. 1. Silence, daily. No phone, no noise, just you and truth. Because silence exposes the real you. Most men avoid silence because silence reveals what they've been running from. But you can't heal what you refuse to face. So you don't find yourself by traveling. You find yourself by sitting still long enough to meet yourself. 2. Strength. Even if it's 20 minutes, sweat resets your mind. Strength is a form of prayer for men who don't know how to pray yet. Your body is not separate from your discipline. A weak body creates a weak mind, and a weak mind creates a weak life. So build strength, not for aesthetics, for staying power. 3. Standards. Your life collapses wherever your standards are negotiable. Because if you negotiate with your weakness every day, your weakness becomes your boss. So you need written truth, decided truth, truth you don't debate when you're tired. And listen carefully. Your emotions are information. They are not leadership. Your mind is a tool. It is not a king. Your impulses are urges. They are not orders. The man you are becoming does not obey the loudest feeling. He obeys the highest truth. 4. Brotherhood. 1 or 2 men, not a crowd, not a fan club. Men who sharpen you. Men who call you out with love. Men who remind you who you are when you forget. Because isolation doesn't just make you lonely. Isolation makes you stupid. You start believing your excuses are facts. You start believing your feelings are prophecies. And you start making permanent decisions in temporary emotions. So you need a brotherhood, not to entertain you, to keep you in alignment. Now, there's another killer that destroys longevity: bitterness, offense, unforgiveness. And men don't realize it because bitterness feels like strength. But bitterness is unpaid emotional debt, and it collects interest. It shows up as high blood pressure, as insomnia, as rage, as coldness, as a man who can't relax because his spirit is clenched. You want longevity? Drop the offense. Not because what they did was okay, but because you refuse to let their actions own your nervous system. You refuse to let their betrayal control your future. You can remember what happened without living inside it. Here are 2 tools that keep you free from bitterness. Tool number 1, interpret pain through a bigger plan. If you believe in God, you believe He can weave mess into meaning. If you don't, at least believe this: pain can be converted into power. Either way, stop treating your suffering like a dead end. Treat it like construction. Tool number 2, ask the right questions. Am I living by my standards? Am I doing what I know is right? Because if you are, you don't need revenge. You need results. Let time defend you. Let discipline vindicate you. Now I want to talk to the man in a storm, the one who's holding it together on the outside, but privately you're close to breaking. You're showing up, you're working, you're smiling, but inside you feel like you're drowning. Hear me. There are times in life when nothing physical can encourage you. No friend, no money, no compliment. The only thing you have is a word from God, or a standard you wrote when you were clear. That's why capacity matters, because storms don't ask for permission. And this is where I'm going to confront you. If you don't build capacity now, you will pay later. You will pay with your marriage. You will pay with your children. You will pay with your health. You will pay with your integrity. And the bill always comes due. So I'm giving you a 7-day rebuild reset. No theory, execution. Do this exactly. Day 1, remove noise. Delete one app that steals your attention. Just one. Your identity is worth more than entertainment. Day 2, build your altar. If you're a man of faith, pray 15 minutes. If you're not, journal 15 minutes. Same discipline, truth in private. Day 3, sweat 20 minutes. Walk, push-ups, anything. You're not training to look good, you're training to stay. Day 4, cut gossip. Refuse one negative conversation. No explaining, no arguing, just exit. Day 5, scarcity of words. Speak less, observe more. Take notes. Let your presence gain weight again. Day 6, brotherhood. Text one disciplined man. Ask for accountability. Not, how are you? Ask, what standard are you living by this week? Day 7, standards. Write your code. 3 non-negotiables for your body, 3 for your mind, 3 for your character. And if you're a husband or a father, listen. Your home needs a system, not vibes, not, my wife is the spiritual one. You are the thermostat. If you don't set the temperature, the world will. So build a simple family altar, 10 minutes, a verse, a prayer, gratitude, and a check-in. No performance, just leadership. Because chaos doesn't need an invitation, it just needs a gap. And gaps appear wherever discipline is missing. Let me bring it back to the beginning. It's 2:17 a.m. The message hits. The season turns, and this time, you don't spiral, you don't broadcast, you don't leak. You lock in, you get quiet, you build capacity, you protect your attention, you speak less, you train more, you pray deeper, you follow the standard, and you come back dangerous, not loud, not performative, stable, unbreakable. If you're rebuilding right now, drop capacity in the comments. And if you're done being the same man in a different month, subscribe. Because this channel is for men who don't stay broken,